Energy vibrated through them both. With a wide smile and a straightening of her shoulders, Joanie reached to the back of the van and flipped the two switches that would turn on the lighted sign atop the vehicle, as well as pump 60s dance music through the outer speakers. Cakes A Go-Go was open for business. 15 minutes later, Joanie flipped off the lights and music and slumped back against the counter, as if her body had been beaten continuously since the school doors had opened. She was so happy not to be a teenager with all those hormones and emotions running rampant through her. "Ah, that was exhausting," she moaned. "I've no idea how you go in there every day around all that." "Girl," Destiny began, "you ain't that old. You hung in." A gleam sparkled in the teen's dark eyes as she began to wipe down the counter, where more than one cake had ended up top down. "I feel like we did nothing but throw cupcakes out the window for a solid 15 minutes, Joanie said. "Like we were being attacked and the cakes were our only weapons. Did we actually manage to collect money, or was that purely a fight we just lost?" Laughter rolled from the teen as she flipped open the cash box and waved her hand with a flourish over the mound of bills. "Poor Joanie. If you're thinking of doing this every week, you'd better start eating a heartier breakfast. It won't get any easier." "I believe that." She picked up one of the few remaining cupcakes and peeled the paper down to take a bite. "Or lay off the sugar. Nothing like a sugar crash when you need the energy to handle 100 kids." The two of them chuckled together and celebrated their mini success as they cleaned up the van. Then they headed back to the shop to replenish their stock. As she pulled into the space reserved for her, she noticed a shiny red, enormous 4-door pickup parked in front of the real estate office a few storefronts down. She'd seen a similar truck in town a few weeks back, right around Christmas, and couldn't help but wonder if this one was driven by the same man. A man who'd set her engine on purr the instant she'd met him. Not that she would do anything about it if it was him. He'd practically had homebody stamped across his forehead. She didn't get involved with men looking to settle down. Period. Before she could call around to find out who it was, her cell phone rang. Glancing at the display, she saw the number for the nursing home where her grandmother had been living the last 3 years. She tossed Destiny her keys. "Go on in and grab the boxes in the back. I need to take this." Destiny headed off to refill the van, while Joanie slid her finger along the screen to answer. It would be one of two things. Either her ailing grandmother had finally passed, or they were calling about the bill again. "Hello?" Joanie tried to keep a smile on her face, knowing anyone peeking out the surrounding storefronts might be watching her. Any sign of a frown could easily blow up into a rumor that would take on a life of its own. It was part of the fun of living there, seeing what kind of gossip spread on any given day. "Ms. Bigbee?" An efficient female voice answered. "This is Gloria Williams, billing coordinator at Elm Hill Nursing Community." Joanie's shoulders sunk. It was about the bill. The insurance payment, along with what she managed to send every month, hadn't been covering things for a while now, and she knew it. She'd assured them at the beginning of the year that things would turn around as soon as she had the new business stable. If only they'd give her a little more time. Ms. Williams explained how the home had to turn a profit, or their owners would shut them down, then followed with, "We hate to do this, but we're putting you on notice." Joanie turned her back to the street and held her breath. She had no other way to take care of Gigi if she got kicked out. "You have 2 months, Miss Bigbee. Get caught up on your bill, or your grandmother will have to find a new place to live." Joanie's breath whispered out from between tense lips. "I understand, Miss Williams. I'll take care of it." Though she wasn't sure she could accomplish it in 2 months. Joanie disconnected and pressed the fingertips of one hand to her forehead, feeling a rare headache coming on. She'd been planning to sell Gigi's place for a while now to cover expenses, but the house needed to be remodeled before it could be sold. It was so outdated, she couldn't imagine anyone willing to pay a decent price for it in its current shape. The funds to improve it were limited as well. She let out another tense breath and scrolled through her contacts, hoping she'd stored the number of the contractor she'd previously discussed renovations with.